Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today on the channel, I have a very special guest. You guys have seen me on her YouTube several times, and now she is joining mine. So please welcome my Leo sister, Jasmine.
Hi, that was the most amazing intro ever. Thank you.
I try to make it spicy.
Yeah. We
All
like to
right,
say,
so give,
go
go
ahead,
ahead.
sorry.
No,
I
you
was
go
gonna
ahead.
say that we have each other in each other's room. I'm very
We
blue, but I
do.
have pink today for
Yeah, and
Mandy.
then this little doll, Jazz got me for my birthday, so she's up there watching me. So, all right, give the people a little introduction to you in case they're new to you.
Yes, my name is Jazz. I go by Jazz Marie on TikTok and Twitter, I think. But you can call me Jazz. My YouTube is Jazz Unfiltered. I did have Mandy on there, and I do a lot of like wrestling reactions and wellness, food. I'm a big foodie, so I do a lot of different things. There's a variety. Go check it out.
We love a variety around here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have done several videos on your channel, and then I finally figured out how to do it for my channel, and I was like, you have to be my first guest for sure, because we are
Aw.
always connecting. So today we are going to do something fun. I asked on Instagram and X yesterday some wrestling hot takes. So we are going to tell you guys if it's a hit, which means we agree with it, or if it's a miss, which means we don't. And we're going to explain why. So, are you ready to do this?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. So, I screenshotted a bunch because I got a bunch in. So, we will just go over them and see what we think. And you guys, as you're watching this video in the comments, drop and let me know if you guys think it's a hit or miss as well. We love to hear your guys' opinion as well. So the first one says, I think everything done in WWE now is for money and no longer just for the love of wrestling. It's all for money and viral moments. If it were for the love in the sports, tickets would be more affordable and stories would be fresh and new, not repetitive.
Ooh.
Starting spicy.
Yes. That's definitely a hit, and I know who wrote that.
Yes, we both do. We both do. It is definitely a hit. She is spot on that. I think that the last, really honestly, I would say the last year, I
Yeah.
feel like it has really taken that evolve to like making sure we have the money, and the ticket prices are up a little more. So I really do think that that is a hit, and it's unfortunate because I hope it doesn't get to the point where we lose the love of wrestling completely.
Yes. I mean, for me, the difference between wrestling and WWE, I guess, or maybe, like, even, like, a show, just like
Mhm,
a regular show, is the storylines, and I just feel like we
mhm,
don't get that anymore, and so when they're not really focused on storylines or just focused on who's gonna bring the biggest pop and all of this, then it just gets boring to me, like,
mhm.
and that's what I look for when I'm watching. Like, I wanna go into WrestleMania or SummerSlam and be super excited to see several different matches, not just 1 or 2. But I just feel like the storylines haven't been developed enough to a point that I'm interested. I'm just not interested in the storylines, and that's what drew me to wrestling in the first place.
We've talked about that a lot, that we are very storyline girl. Like we love the storyline, we love the drama behind it. We both agree that Liv and Rhea's storyline was one of our favorites because there was so much drama behind it. And so we have both talked a lot before about how we like the storylines, and I definitely agree. I also think the quick turnaround with the PLEs affect it a lot, which again goes back to money. The more PLEs you have, the more money you're coming in, the more ticket revenues. And I think that that's really hurt the storyline because we don't have as much time to build those. Like you have
Mhm.
2 to 3 weeks in between, so we're getting these random plugins.
Exactly. That's actually a really great point.
I mean,
That's a really
and
good
I
point.
stand by that. And I love
Yeah.
wrestling, and I love watching wrestling. I love, give me all of the quantity you want, but you have to make sure you still fill it with quality.
And maybe they can't do that with those quick turnarounds like you're saying, like,
Yep.
I just
Yep.
feel like they can't, they're just forcing it, and so that's why it feels
Hmm.
inauthentic.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. So both of that is a hit for both of us. All right, the next one, Dominic Mysterio should be world champion within a year.
Hmm. I think that's okay. That's a hit. I feel like that's a hit. Dominic's been doing so much better. He's one of the exciting parts of the show.
Hmm.
And it's because he's had so much character development and he's been involved in so many crazy storylines. And he's a really good heel. Like he's becoming a lot more likable. And I
Hmm.
think people are kind of, just now realizing that he's so likable. But and his skills are good in the ring. So he's starting to grab a lot of attention and traction from the ladies and from people that kind of want to see the underdog win. I feel like there's this thing going around where they're like Sammy's, the underdog, but I feel like Dominic
Hmm.
Mysterio is the true underdog.
So I love Dominic, obviously, have his shirt on currently. But I'm gonna say a miss only
Oh,
because I'm gonna give him like 2 years because there's so many people in that world championship picture right now that I think a year turnaround time with everybody that's already in it. I mean, you've got Jay, you've got Knight, you got Punk, you got Roman, he's coming back at some point in time. I think there's a lot of people
mm,
that's already in that mix.
yeah,
Then I'm gonna say within 2 years, Dom will be in that picture. But I totally agree.
yeah,
I think the evolving of his character and the evolving of his in-ring skills, he is definitely a future star and he has a very bright future. And I
mhm.
love the fact that he went from being completely booed by everybody to the point where he couldn't talk to now like they are cheering his name and they're loving him. So I love that for him. And I definitely think he will be in that world championship picture, but I'm gonna give it a little longer. So I'm gonna go with a miss
Yeah.
on that one.
No, that's fair. But I will say I kind of don't want to back on Jay because they've already messed it up on, for him for the last
Mhm.
two holds. So at this point, I'm like, all right, let's cool off Jay for a sec. And I never thought I would say something like that, but he just every time they put it on him, they take it away. So I don't know.
I
There
think
are a lot of people though in that
you
picture.
know how much I love Jey Uso. I ride for Jey Uso. But I agree. I feel like if they put it back on him, they're just gonna mess it up again, and then it's really gonna tarnish his like singles run.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So,
So
but I ride for Jey Uso. I mean, I'm not gonna complain if they want to put that belt on that man, but I think for his career in general, it would be better if they just didn't, because obviously they don't know what they want to do with him.
exactly.
All right, so the next one, Bianca Belair needs to turn heel to freshen her up.
You see, I was one of the people that were like, "No, keep her face forever."
Mhm.
But, now that the opportunity is there, I think it would be interesting to
Mhm.
see that change, and I'm tired of people speaking on Bianca like she can't play a heel role and to saying that her character is stale and stuff like that, so I'm like, "Well, let's just try it for a little bit," but I wanna make her more like that in-between character, not maybe
Mhm.
not like a full heel, or if she turns heel, not for a long time, because she's just so good as a face, and whether people want to acknowledge that or not, it's the truth. Like, she's really good
Mhm.
at being that, like, strong, independent, but sassy, like, in-between character. If she were to turn full heel, like, with this whole big 3 storyline, I think that would change a lot of her audience perspective because she has a lot of, like, children following
Mhm.
and she's big with the families. I feel like that would cause a disconnect, but maybe help her connect with other fans. Oh, this is hard.
It
I'm
is. It's
gonna
a hard one.
I'm going to say a miss for me because I don't want
Mhm.
her to be a full heel. I just love her
Mhm.
as a face, but I'm sure a lot of people right now are screaming at the screen saying, "Turn her heel." So, it's a miss for me though.
Yeah, I'm kinda right in the middle with that too because I don't feel like she needs to. I think she is fantastic in whatever role she's in. She is one of the best in the women's division by far. And if you don't think so, then you're out of your mind. I think she is by far great. And so I don't think she needs to. I think if she comes back as a face, she'll be just as great and be loved. I think it would be fun to see her as a heel for a little bit, especially with the big three thing going on, because it would be fun to see her kind of join forces with Naomi again and kind of they both like be menaces. So I don't. I'm gonna go a miss because I don't think she needs to, but I think it would be fun.
Right. And then it's like, but I will say there are, there is like a heel gap on the
Hmm.
roster. We don't have a lot of heels. We only
Hmm.
have what, Raquel, I
Especially
think
in the
Roxanne.
females.
Yeah, and Naomi. Like
Hmm.
and that's on Raw, right? So it's like, well, Naomi can travel both whatever brands, but there's really not that many heels. I'm like Nia Jax, she's a heel
Hmm.
maybe. Chelsea's not really a heel. So,
No, she's
like
not. Like
we don't really
she's
have
that like
any.
annoying, but she's not. Chelsea to me is just not a heel. She's just Chelsea. Like I don't know, but you
Yeah.
can't describe her any other way.
Yes. So it's like we do need more heels,
Hmm.
eventually somewhere on the main roster, and we, might have Bailey, I guess, turning into one too, but I don't want it to be Bianca. Or if it is, maybe not in a way where it's like scarred her character for life where she has to
Hmm.
play a heel now for a very long time. Right? But
She
like,
could
I
be
don't
like
know.
a Dom heel. Like I feel like Dom is a heel, but people love him. Naomi's
Yeah.
kind of that same way. Like Naomi's a heel, but people love her. She could definitely play that role.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. It just depends on how, if she does betray the big three, how
Hmm.
big that betrayal is going to be really
Yeah.
important.
The one thing I will say is I hope they don't drop that storyline because I still feel like
Yeah.
there's so much to that storyline, especially with her.
Yes. Keep up with the storylines, WWE. Please.
Yes. So the next one, the what chants need to be banned. It's useless and annoying in today's landscape.
That's a hit. I don't know how they're going to ban it. Immediate hit. I think it's so rude because really they only do it with, the wrestlers that are either, not indigenous or, like they're not
Hmm.
American. And that's usually who they do those what chants on, really. I haven't seen
Hmm.
them do it on like an American character. I'm sure they have, but I haven't seen it. So to me, it just kind of
Right.
feels icky. And then,
Hmm.
like, even if it was someone from America and they, like, are just newer and they're, like, trying to intimidate them, like, to me, it's just rude. Like, it just seems like a rude chant out of all the chants.
I feel like when it first started, they did them in a good timing. But now, like, and that was way back, like Stone Cold, like way back. But now I feel like they just do them whenever, and so it doesn't make sense. So I feel like if they did it in like a segment where it made sense, then it would be okay. But now I just feel like they just say what whenever they don't know what else to say.
I think they say it when it's someone with an accent, they'll say "what," or if it's, like, a newer, like a newer wrestler that's having a promo, they'll say what, and
Mhm.
I just feel like it's rude, it's kind of intimidating,
Yeah,
so I don't know how they would ban it, but I'm
I don't know
for
either. Yeah, but I agree. I think it's a hit. I think it's just ran its course. Like we're done.
it.
All right, the next one. I think Candice LeRae should be the one to go against Julia for the title.
Hmm. Are they on SmackDown together?
Mhm.
Okay. I think it's a miss because we haven't seen a buildup of Candace yet.
Mhm.
I think once Candace gets back in the ring and we start seeing her with maybe Zelina and Chelsea and stuff like that, then we can have her go straight for the title. I mean, yesterday we had Maxine go for
Mhm.
Becky's title.
Yes.
And I liked it. I think it was, a good reminder that Maxine's there and we're waiting for her.
Mhm.
But I felt like it would have been, again, storyline, more impactful if we seen Maxine progress to that level.
Mhm.
Just like, if it were like a top wrestler, I would still say they need to
Mhm.
build that up. Why are they just
Yep.
getting, an opportunity out of nowhere type of thing? To me, it's important to like show that progression to the title. Or have them battle it out on a royale or something like that. To me, I like that progression, but it's not that I don't want to see Candice, I do, and I feel like she's one of those people that we don't get to see. So I feel like her going straight for the title means that she's most likely not going to get it because we haven't seen any other buildup of her character progression. So yeah, we see her on TV, but it's a waste, in my opinion.
Mhm. I think it's a miss as well, but I feel like she could be there.
Yeah.
I feel like, especially like after her, ladder spot that she had in the tag match at SummerSlam, the work she's done with Nia, I feel like she has that potential. But we haven't reached that potential because we haven't booked her. If they started booking her week to week, I could absolutely see her go against Julia for that title. I don't
Yeah.
think Julia has anything else major going on besides Zelina.
Mhm.
So I really think it would add a fresh person into that title picture because we need that over there. And so I definitely could see it happen eventually. But
Mhm.
I'm with you. I think there needs to be some building first. And I think she should get that because, like I said, we saw the SummerSlam spot that she took. We've seen the work she's done with Nia. She deserves to have her own spotlight as well.
Mhm. Exactly, yeah. Throw them all in a ring and have them
Yeah,
fight for their because
Battle
people shouldn't
Royale.
people shouldn't be getting title matches without any
Hmm.
buildup, like, that
Agreed.
it's a title. So, you wanna work your way up to it or, like, have some that's
Hmm.
what the background, people say background characters are for, is to work
Hmm.
on building up the excitement for those titles, not just like, "Alright, here, have a match," like,
Yes.
knowing because that kind of reveals to us, the audience, that, okay, they're most likely not gonna get it. Now, if they wanna shock us and surprise us one time, cool, but obviously, that's not gonna happen every time.
Right. Yep. Totally get that. So this one kind of relates to an older wrestler, and I don't know how familiar you are with him, but we're gonna shoot it out there. If Jeff Hardy did not go through all of his legal trouble, he would be in the GOAT conversation. Are you
I'm
familiar with Jeff Hardy?
I am, and I didn't
Okay.
know, that there was legal problems, so
Mm.
I would
He
say
had
hit.
a history of substance abuse, which caused some
Oh,
issues with the WWE, caused just a lot of drama.
I'm gonna say hit just because I see, people commenting on him so much, and,
Mhm,
I knew about him before I even started watching wrestling seriously,
mhm,
kind of like a John Cena, like, the name
mhm.
is just so big, so I'm gonna say yes, that could be true.
I'm gonna go hit. I was a Jeff Hardy girl.
Mhm.
When I was little, I loved the hell out of some Jeff Hardy because I loved seeing him do his ladder spots, seeing him jump off the ladder. And to be honest with you, like his legal stuff that he's dealt with, I don't really dent his career for that. Like I
Mhm.
don't. Especially with the generation that he came out of, because in the 80s, 90s, that was a huge thing. Like a lot of them dealt with substance abuse. HBK is my one of my all-time favorites, and he dealt with it if you watch his documentary, and that doesn't affect him for me at all. And so I'm the same with Jeff. Like his legal substance doesn't affect me with him. I think he is one of the greatest, especially with some of the spots that he can do and some of the things he can do in the ring. I definitely think him and Matt as a tag team are one of the greatest. So I think that's a hit.
Yes, I agree.
Becky Lynch is having the best title run out of all of her champions on the roster, and she's elevated this title tremendously.
The best? Um, I think this is the more helpful run she's had
Mhm,
to, the up and coming, but I wouldn't say the best because when she beat Bianca Belair, I felt like that was the best run in 10 seconds flat or something like that.
mhm,
That was like, I guess, the more dominant run. This run is more helpful to, more of the women.
Mhm.
So, that's so subjective. The
Yeah.
best? What
So
do
I'm
you
gonna answer
consider
it
the
in
best?
2 parts. I'm gonna
Okay,
answer it in 2 parts because it's a miss that it's the best of her career. I
okay.
don't think it is. I think when she beat Bianca, that I really loved that title run from her. However, it is a hit when you say she tremendously helped this title because she did.
Yeah,
Because honestly, like when Lyra was holding this title before Becky got involved, I was not interested.
mhm,
And it has nothing to do with Lyra, it has everything to do with the opponents that they gave her. They didn't
yeah,
give her a whole lot of substance for a while, she didn't even defend it. So I think that Becky coming into this title picture, taking the title, has tremendously put it on the spotlight. And it has helped that Bailey is also involved now, who is a, you know, former champion, four horsewoman. And Lyra's done great work since Becky's come involved too. So I think it's a hit that she tremendously helped this title.
mhm.
I think it's a miss that it's the best of her career.
Correct, yes. I almost feel like this run's a little bit more boring just because it's very
Mhm,
redundant,
mhm,
with the Bailey Lyra storyline, it's getting a little
mhm,
redundant. Even the match that they had at SummerSlam, it was insane, and I'm sure it
mhm,
was a lot of force and effort, but that match felt very like, and this, and have some of this,
yeah,
and have some of this," like, it was just a lot, like, again, back to that money thing of, like, how
mhm,
many crazy stunts can we throw together instead of like a progressive, match of like this
mhm.
happened and then we did this and then we did I don't know how to explain that, but that's
I
how
think
my
that
brain.
match would have been better if Bayley would have showed up, attacked Becky, and then turned on Lyra and turned heel at
Yeah,
SummerSlam
right.
because it
And
would have
showed up
gave us something new.
yes, yeah. And showed up a little bit earlier too. I feel like the
Yeah,
the match is starting to drag on and on and on. But
agreed. All right, so not only is women's wrestling the best it's ever been, I genuinely believe some of the women, when finally giving opportunities, are going to take women's wrestling to a whole another level that we haven't seen yet.
I agree. Hit.
Absolute hit. Absolute hit.
Ab Yes. To be fair, they are on Netflix now, so it's a lot
Mhm.
easier to see them,
Correct.
and it's not just about, beauty as much anymore, and I trust me, I love the Total Divas era and the
Mhm.
Diva era and all that, and I loved, how they were, concerned about their looks in some aspect. But now it's also about the strength and the power and, how they show up in the community too. I love seeing
Mhm.
them, like, work with other, big corporations, like or organizations, not corporations, Boys and Girls Club or, like,
Mhm.
something like that, Make-A-Wish, like, I love seeing that. I know they've been working with Make-A-Wish though, but they just have more reach. So, of
Mhm.
course, they're gonna do more with that, and they're more, I feel like, focused on the in-ring skill. So,
Mhm.
yes, hit.
I It's an absolute hit for me. I love the depth of the women's division now because growing up, when I was growing up watching it, we had Trish Stratus, Tori Wilson, Stacy Keibler, all of those girls who it was more so about the looks. It was more so about being that pretty girl and that pretty, and they did great in the ring as well, but it was just more so about them being a face. Whereas now, like, we still have some bomb girls on the roster. Like, there's some beautiful girls on the roster, but it's evolved so much to where they don't look a carbon copy. Like, you
Yes.
have Rhea, who is absolutely insanely gorgeous, but she's that real, like, goth badass. And then you have someone like Tiffy, who is like the Barbie. Like, we have so much depth in the roster now that it's not just about like the pretty face anymore. It's about like, yeah, we're pretty, but we also kick ass.
Yeah, I agree. 1,000%.
All right, so this is our final one, and I have a feeling we both are gonna fully agree on this one. Women should do more main events and more PLEs solo. So more evolutions.
Oh, yes.
1,000%. That is a
Yeah.
hit, and that is a great way to end the show because to date, Evolution is by far the best PLE, and it's not even close.
It was so good. I watched the
It was
whole
so good.
thing.
It
I
was
think
so good.
I think too, like, we've just had so many PLEs where it's mainly men focused and it's, like,
Mhm.
way more male matches, whatever. And, like, I'm always excited for that 1 or 2 female match on the card, and I'm like, "When is it coming?" You know? But Evolution
Agreed.
was like, bop, 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 and it's just like, "Oh my god," I'm just entranced the entire time. So, at least once a year, come on,
Yes.
give
Yeah,
it to
I
us.
agree, and I agree that they should main event, especially
Yeah.
and my husband says this all the time, and he is not a wrestling fan at all, but, when we have, like, the 2 nights like WrestleMania and SummerSlam, he's
Mhm.
like, "Why is one of the nights not a women's main event?" You know, one night let the men have a main event, one night let the men have a main event, and he's right, like, especially with the women that we have, like, you guys saw the reaction from Evolution and how much praise it got, so why can we not get at least one main event in a 2-night PLE when we've got 1,000 PLEs every year?
And more. And
Yeah,
more. Did you see that they're competing with AEW now?
yeah, like, it's insane, and so I'm just like,
Ah,
and I don't know, did you watch the Unreal documentary? Have you watched that?
I did,
It
yes.
I thought it was very, very good.
Mhm.
But Triple H, was talking about the women and he was like, they can go toe to toe with everybody. They're dominant. They're awesome. And I'm like, yes, they are. So book them, like give them
Yeah,
their spotlight and their shine.
yeah. And we know that it's him in that booking room,
Mhm. Right.
so it's not anyone else.
No.
I thought that was very interesting, and in a lot of those scenes, it was very male dominated again, so I
Hmm.
think I made, like, a tweet the a few months back about how they need to hire some women in there, and
Yeah.
everyone I got so much flack for that, but then we see the documentary come out, and I was kinda right, there was, like, maybe 1 woman
Yeah.
in the
I
entire thing,
agree.
and it
I think
wasn't
it would help even it out.
right, and, like, some diversity
Hmm.
because specific people are going to know and understand that demographic story. So,
Correct.
you're like, I'm gonna pick on us.
That's
Mandy,
fine.
a white, beautiful, blonde, blue-eyed woman, is going to have a much different life experience than me. Someone who is brown eyes,
Hmm.
um, and someone who's different, from a different country was going to have a different, experience to me. So
Absolutely.
having those types of people in the writing room is going to help the wrestlers that do look like us, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
It's like
and it's going to help the fans too.
yes.
It's gonna help the fans because we know that like all of the fans are diverse. You go to
Yeah.
an event and you have so much diversity, not even with just like race, but with
Yes.
gender, with age, with location. I mean, you have so much diversity.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I agree. I think it would help us connect with everyone in general more.
Yeah. Having people that can write upon the experiences that they feel is going to relate
Hmm.
to the wrestlers, which is going to relate to the fans. And so
Hmm.
it's not about like, "Oh, we want women to overtake men," or anything like that. It's
No.
just having that opportunity to share those type of stories.
Hmm.
I think it's going to bring in more people to watch and more interest. So, but
Agreed.
yeah.
Yeah. I will say I am proud of where the women has come
Mm,
from because I
yeah,
come from like watching where like the women's matches got canceled and like didn't even
yeah,
get on screen. So the fact that now we are, we have a evolution that absolutely killed it and people are loving, the women are, on every PLE, like going from them getting canceled to them actually being here now and
mm,
showing what they have. I mean, I do think we've made a lot of progress, but I think there's a lot more to
right.
go.
Yes. Kudos to progress. Did they ever,
Yeah.
tell us the stats of, like, how many tickets were sold on that event and how many
I didn't see anything. I'll have to look that up after the show and see.
in interesting.
So
They never
I have
did.
seen numerous tweets saying that it's the best PLE, and I have to agree, honestly.
I agree.
So
That's very interesting though, yeah. Hmm.
yeah. So
They don't want us to
well,
know.
thank you so much for joining me. As always, I love talking with you and chatting with you, and I'm glad I finally got you on my channel. And this will not be the last video of you guys. So if you don't like us, too bad.
Haha.
We're together,
Yeah.
duo. What did I call us? The dynamic duo. Our last video.
Oh,
That's what I called
yeah,
us.
dynamic duo. I love it.
So
That's our tag team name?
yeah, yeah, we could do it. Start training. I
I don't know
couldn't do
about that.
it. I'd last maybe 2 seconds in a match. They'd just have to squash me and be done. I'd be out of breath.
I think I would put a good 30-second fight. That's it, though.
All right, well, you'll tag me in at the end then.
Yeah, I will.
All right, you guys, as always, please subscribe to my channel, follow me on all socials, and do the same for Jasmine. She makes awesome videos as well, and she does a little bit of everything, not just wrestling. So that brings a whole nother aspect to the channels that I've seen, because a lot of them are just sports related or wrestling related. So you bring a whole dynamic that I haven't seen, which I love. So follow us both and check us out the next time we're together.
Bye.
Bye.